Trick or treat. Trick or treat. I'm opening up my pillow sack here. Trick or treat. And you know what, Vikings fans? We got a gigantic candy bar in there. We scored, didn't we? The Vikings, they got a victory somehow. So it is a happy Halloween for Vikings fans, isn't it? Yes, it is. The Vikings won by the skin of their purple teeth somehow today over the Arizona Cardinals. What a wild game. Very exciting, though, I will say, right? Very exciting. Just like, woo, up and down, up and down. Who's going to win this game? Are the Vikings actually going to blow it? Or are they actually going to end up getting the victory? And they did. Heart attack inducing, like the Vikings are wont to do, usually. They got us checking our vitals at halftime, basically. And Vikings finally managing to score 30 more points. It only took, how many weeks to get there, but they did it. Getting the victory over the Arizona Cardinals today, 34-26. Vikings getting the victory over the Cardinals as well at the Bird Graveyard, aka US Bank Stadium. So we can just add another headstone there. So Cardinals, there you go. You can be included. And it's a happy Halloween, just in time for Halloween tomorrow, of course. And I mean, people, are we still alive? I feel like some Vikings fans are probably zombies, after that game. Because seriously, it's just like up and down, up and down. Can the Vikings ever actually put the nail in the effing coffin for another team? No! It doesn't seem like they can. And the Vikings now move to 6-1. Hey, huzzah for that, right? We're leading the NFC North and hopefully leading it even more after this evening. Hopefully Bills Mafia can send the evil to the east, or rather have them swimming with the fishes, all right, after this evening. Because the Bears lost, the Lions lost, and the Vikings won. So we're getting even more, a little bit of a buffer in the NFC North. So that's good for the Vikings. And now to nitpick here, because we got our treat, right? We got our treat with the Vikings getting the victory today. But now what's the trick? Well, we're about to get to that. And before I get to that, I just want to thank everybody, too, that joined the live stream. I do the live commentary and play-by-play for the Vikings games, and I usually start about an hour before kickoff. So if you haven't joined yet, definitely feel free to scroll on through. I look at the game charts, too. So I look at the astrological chart. I do a little planetary pregame before the game as well to see if I can predict who the winner of the game is going to be by seeing what the planets are doing at the start of the game. So yeah, join for planetary pregame and then stay for the live commentary and play-by-play if you've never joined. But thanks again to everybody that popped through today. Always a good time. And the Vikings, it was a tough chart to read. They always are, but I gave the edge to the Vikings, saying that I thought that they had a little bit more power today per the charts, per the planets rather. My prediction was 27-24 Vikings. But points are extra hard, but the Vikings got the victory nonetheless. So, like I said, they got a little treat there, right? Vikings got the victory. And, to just pile on with that as well, it was all due, in my humble opinion here, because of the Vikings defense and the Vikings special teams. So, yes, we are in Halloween season. I think a lot of people had the purple pitchforks just in their hand, right? Just ready to come for Ed Donatel, the Vikings defensive coordinator. But they probably put those purple pitchforks back now. Because seriously, the Vikings defense, a.k.a. the nursing home that I call the Vikings defense because they're old, for NFL standards, they won that game today for the Vikings. They did. And I know it's a team effort, right? We got the offense, the defense, special teams, but Vikings defense and special teams, hands down, won that game for the Vikings today. I will say, yes, Pizza Ranch boy, all right, Kirk, he did run in for a touchdown today. But after that, it was pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. And the fact, too, that the Vikings defense gifted, put it on a silver platter, this little morsel for the Vikings offense. I mean, could they have asked for better field position after the muff punt and after the turnover by Harrison Smith? Could you ask for better field position than that? Not really. Not really. So good, I guess, for the Vikings offense to utilize that. And yes, they did manage to get 34 points, but when the Vikings offense had to start all the way back in their own territory, it was a complete and utter mess. So many 3-and-outs today. The Vikings defense pretty much played the entire game. I mean, they are the darlings of the game today. They just are. They barely got time to breathe. Pizza Ranch Boy, we know what his ceiling is. Those of us that live in the realistic realm with the purple, he is who he is. He has a ceiling. We've seen it. He's been consistently, mediocrely average the whole entire time. The time today where we saw Kirk run in for that touchdown, yes, that was a little bit out of the ordinary for him. But then after that, what did we see? Nothing. Not really anything. I think, okay, one throw to KJ Osborne after that. But seriously, when the pressure is on, that's why I just don't trust Kirk Cousins to ever lead this team to a Super Bowl. You can only be coddled by Kevin. Kevin O'Connell can only coddle you so much. And, Kirk, he can only be marionetted and puppeteered so much because, again, he has a ceiling. But if he wants to burst through that, he's going to have to bring that out of himself. Nobody else can do that. So that's just why I was just disappointed yet again to see that, okay, here we are. Kirk's just being Kirk. And why should I be surprised by that either? Why should I be surprised by that? He is who he is, consistently average. We should really be utilizing Justin Jefferson a lot more. And especially, KJ Osborne came in the mix today, and then Johnny Munt completely wide open. So congratulations there. But it just seems like when the pressure is really on, we cannot count on Pizza Boy. And we have all these weapons as well. Like Justin Jefferson is our best offensive player. Why are we not utilizing him more? Okay, Dalvin Cook had a day today. It was just like, here you go, Dalvin. Here you go. Oh, Alexander Mattison, you want to get in the mix too. But I think that kind of would correlate or go to the fact that Kevin O'Connell knows Kirk's ceiling. He knows what it is. So he's doing the best with what he has been given. And I think it kind of goes back to the point where Kirk doesn't completely trust himself in those pressurized positions. So he doesn't trust himself, and Kevin O'Connell knows that as well. So it just kind of all goes back to that. And I think that's why we're not seeing more like deep passes, deep throws, and shots like in the red zone, in the end zone, because Kirk doesn't trust himself, and therefore Kevin O'Connell, he's a smart dude, can see right through that. So working with the best that he's got. I'm going to get off my Pizza Ranch Boy soapbox now. But I see more of that. When you look at the forest through the trees, like the problems that the Vikings have always had in particular with Pizza Ranch Boy, because it's been like 5 years now, they've always been there. Yeah, they can be covered up. We can see smoke and mirrors and stuff. But those problems are still there, especially with the Vikings offense not completely clicking yet. Not completely clicking. Yeah, they scored 34 points. But that was because of the special teams and defense here, okay? Without those plays today, I don't know. I don't think the Vikings would have won because we can't count on the Vikings offense to win our games for us. That's where I'm at with this team right now. Oh, but they put up 35 points. Kirk ran it. Okay. But when the pressure's really on, what happens? Still, they just can't do anything. They can't. I'm getting very nitpicky here. I understand that. They're 6-1. I get it. But it is only going to take a really good team. And yeah, there's not very many of them in the NFL right now. But the NFL is weird, so you never really know. It's going to only take one really, really good team to expose the Vikings. Now, they played a team today that seemed to be evenly matched. Like the Arizona Cardinals and the Vikings, they did seem to be evenly matched today. But the Arizona Cardinals, they were 3-4 coming into this game today, right? 3-4, I believe. And the Vikings were 5-1. So, right, is that math right? Well, anyway, the Cardinals didn't have a winning record, right, coming into the game today, and the Vikings did. So they were evenly matched up. So it would seem that, okay, either the Cardinals are better than their record or the Vikings are worse. So what gives here? I think it's just two kind of mediocrely average teams going at it today, right? Again, Vikings moved to 6-1, so they got it. But again, this goes to the Vikings defense and the Viking special teams. Again, they are the shining stars today. They are. The Vikings nursing home, and special teams. And the Vikings offense, to, quote Shania Twain here, that don't impress me much. It just doesn't. I'm starting to kind of like ramble here and kind of go off into the ether. So I'm gonna reel myself back in here. But nitpicking all these little things, they got the win. I get that it's team effort, understandable, but I'm nitpicking here. I'm looking at the things that I think are going to come bite us in the booty later. Also, Greg Joseph, it's no longer Greggy the Leggy, because what's going on with the PATs here? You can't even make those extra points. Again, we got the victory today, but those things are going to creep up and bite you in the arse when you're playing potentially, I don't know, the Eagles or something like that, right? When playoffs come. Because it would just be, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to wrangle myself in here. Reel myself in. And speaking of wrangling, can we just give a snaps and a congratulations to Jared Allen being inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor here? Let's just take a turn here. Let us just take a turn. We got the bandana. They were giving away bandanas at the stadium today. And Jared Allen, he ended like his NFL career riding off into the sunset. A little video there of him riding a horse off into the sunset. And wouldn't you know, he was literally on a horse on the field today at halftime during the Ring of Honor ceremony. So congratulations. Little extra oomph there as well from the Vikings that the Vikings needed. They had that extra support. And then Larry Fitzgerald was also there, Larry Fitzgerald Jr. and Bud Grant in the house. So just some extra oomph, some extra help there for the Vikings that they needed. And home field advantage, did that come in clutch today? Well, yeah, I think it probably did. And, Arizona still not able to win in Minnesota. I think it's been since 1977, right? We've been hearing that stat. So anyways, and then I will nitpick here. One more thing negatively, I will say about the Vikings defense, okay? Because I've been giving them all this praise today. Man, was Arizona picking on Cam Dantzler. Cam Dantzler covering DeAndre Hopkins. I was convinced that if there was going to be a dagger in this game for the Vikings, that was going to be it. And damn, did they try. Like the dagger was in the Viking, and then the Cardinals tried to twist it, and then the Viking ended up just like pulling it out there. But damn, they were picking on Cam Dantzler all day today. And him covering DeAndre Hopkins, that was absolutely no matchup. There was a couple of drops that DeAndre Hopkins had that was like, lucked out there. But oh my gosh, exciting game though, nonetheless. And Jupiter, the great benefic planet that was ruling the Vikings today, just giving us those little extra gifts. So very good. But yeah, all right. I've said so much. I don't even know where I am anymore. Planet Earth, I think. So anywho, happy Halloween, everybody. If you celebrate, hope you have a great Halloween and a nice one, and you get all the treats, maybe some tricks in there as well. And funny enough, I wore my witch sweatshirt today just because it's Halloween. Obviously, I was feeling festive, and I didn't even realize, put two and two together right when I started. Oh, I'm wearing red. I'm literally wearing enemy colors here today. But then I said to myself, well, when some people in the chat were like, hey, maybe you should go put some Vikings gear on. Well, I said, let's wait and see. Because I got the purple pen. I got a purple mouse. I mean, I do the purple coverage. I got Grover rocking the purple. I got Gumby rocking the purple and gold poncho. I got the Randy Moss bobblehead surrounded in sage. So I'm like, I don't know what else I could do here. But you know what? The Vikings, they didn't need me to change into purple. They were able to hang. So they had their pull-ups on today. So the depends were on, rather. So getting the victory. And exciting, stress-inducing for some of us, but hopefully we've all zenned out and we can just have a moment of, zen and calm and and we can just enjoy the Vikings victory, and we can just listen to Mike Tice. Because remember when he used to tell us, enjoy the season. Okay, Mike Tice. Okay, we're trying. But my gosh, we're just waiting for, and somebody said this too in the chat, just enjoy the ride because the wheels could fall off at any point in time. So I think that puts it best pretty much. But I'm still skeptical of this team because I want to see them ride off until the very end here. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I want the receipts. I want to see it. So I'm still in the realistic realm. when it comes to the purple, I want them to win. I want them to go to the big game and get the victory finally. But I'm looking at the forest through the trees here, and I'm going to call it how I see it. All right, so I think there's still some issues, but the smoke and mirrors, purple smoke and mirrors are strong here. So it continues. The win streak continues, and the Vikings, they're 6-1. And after the bye, managed to hang tough and get the win versus the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, I don't know why I didn't double check that. I'm pretty sure the Cardinals are 3-5 now, but that doesn't seem right. Have they just not had their bye? Maybe the Cardinals have just not had their bye. Also, math is hard, but Cardinals, losers, Vikings, victorious. However kind of ugly it may have been. And again, Vikings finally get over 30 points. So that's good. A little bit of a milestone as well. So anywho, Vikings get the victory. Happy Halloween, everybody. And also, we're in Scorpio season, of course, too. We're also in eclipse season. Major endings, new beginnings for all of us as well. So hope you're all enjoying it, and hope you have a great rest of your Sunday and a nice start to your week. And I will see you on the flip side after the Vikings victory. 34-26. I feel like a robot. So I'll check everybody later. Peace out. P.S. Mar, how you doing? How you and Kitty? Did you watch that game today? Crazy! Wild one, though, right? My gosh. We all better just, stay buckled in here. We got a wild ride. But on to the next one here. And then, tonight we get some more football. Hopefully the evil will lose again, too. Just like a little cherry on top for the Vikings Sunday. Anyway, blathering away now. I'll check everybody later. Peace out for real. Bye.